Today, we're counting down the top 10 weirdest cities in the USA. And trust me, by the time we hit number 1, you're going to be staring at your screen like, no way, that's a real place? From towns run by wild burros to desert communities obsessed with aliens, America is hiding some seriously bizarre spots that feel straight out of a Netflix series. We're talking about towns with underground homes, streets full of donkeys, mysterious energy vortexes, and communities that look abandoned but aren't. These aren't movie sets. These are real American cities with real history and real weirdness. So buckle up, grab your favorite snack, and maybe keep Google Maps open because you might actually want to visit a couple of these spots. Or avoid them forever. Either way, you won't look at small-town America the same again. Let's jump in. Number 10, Roswell, New Mexico. You knew this one was coming. Come on, if there's one American city that fully embraced the phrase, "We are not alone," it's Roswell. Back in 1947, something crashed in the desert near Roswell. The military said it was a weather balloon. Conspiracy theorists said, "Yeah, right." And just like that, one of the biggest UFO mysteries in U.S. history was born. Fast forward to today, and Roswell has completely leaned into it. The streetlights downtown, shaped like alien heads. The McDonald's, literally designed like a UFO. No joke. There's even the International UFO Museum that attracts around 200,000 visitors a year. That's more people than actually live there. Every summer, the city hosts a UFO festival where people dress up as aliens, debate government cover-ups, and scan the skies like they're waiting for their Uber from Mars. Is it touristy? Sure. Is it weird? Absolutely. But here's the creepy part. The US military did recover something, and decades later, people still argue about what it was. Weather balloon, or something way more interesting. Number 9, Centralia, Pennsylvania. Wait till you hear this one, because this city is literally on fire. Not metaphorically. Not the nightlife is lit. I mean actually burning. Underneath it, right now, Centralia was once a normal little coal mining town in Pennsylvania. In the 1960s, about 1,000 people lived there. Kids rode bikes. Neighbors had BBQs. It was your typical small American town. Then in 1962, everything changed. A fire started in a landfill. No big deal, right? Except the landfill was sitting on top of an old coal mine, and that fire slipped underground and never stopped. That's right. The coal seam caught fire and has been burning beneath the town for over 60 years. Experts estimate it could keep burning for another 200 years. Let that sink in. That fire might outlive all of us. At one point, the ground started cracking open. Toxic gases seeped into basements. In 1981, a 12-year-old boy nearly fell into a 150-foot sinkhole that suddenly opened his backyard. Imagine playing outside, and the earth just decides to swallow you. Nope. Hard pass. By the 1990s, the government relocated almost everyone. Today, only a handful of stubborn residents remain. The zip code was erased. The streets are mostly gone. Route 61 became famous for graffiti covering the abandoned highway, like something out of a post-apocalyptic movie. And here's the wild part. This ghost town is believed to have inspired the horror movie Silent Hill. Creepy folk. Empty streets. Underground fire. Yeah, that checks out. Number 8. Slab City, California. Okay, you won't believe this. Imagine a town with no mayor, no police department, no city taxes, no official government at all. Sounds kind of peaceful, right? Or like total chaos. Welcome to Slab City, the self-proclaimed last free place in America. This place sits out in the California desert, about 150 miles from San Diego. It was once a World War II Marine base. When the military left, they took everything except the concrete slabs from the old buildings. And that's literally how the town got its name. Now here's where it gets wild. Around 150 full-time residents live here year-round. But in the winter, that number jumps to nearly 4,000. Snowbirds, RV travelers, artists, off-grid dreamers, and people who just said, yeah, society isn't really my thing. There's no running water, no electricity grid, no trash pickup. People run on solar panels and pure desert survival vibes. Some homes are colorful art installations. Others look like something from a Mad Max movie. And speaking of art, you've got Salvation Mountain, this massive hand-painted religious hillside covered in bright Bible verses and wild colors. It looks like Dr. Seuss met a desert fever dream. But here's the twist. With no official law enforcement inside the community, things can get unpredictable. It's part art colony, part survival experiment, part what did I just drive into? Some call it freedom, others call it lawless. Either way, it's definitely weird. Number 7, Oatman, Arizona. This one will blow your mind because in this town, traffic jams are caused by donkeys. Not construction, not rush hour. Actual donkeys. Welcome to Oatman, a tiny desert town on historic Route 66 where wild burros roam the streets like they own the place. And honestly, they kind of do. Back in the early 1900s, Oatman was booming thanks to gold mining. At one point, over 10,000 people lived here chasing that get-rich-quick dream. But when the gold dried up, so did the population. Miners packed up and left. The donkeys they used for hauling? Yeah, they stayed. Fast forward to today, and those descendants of the original burros just wander around town freely. They block traffic. They peek into shops. They pose for selfies. Tourists can even buy approved feed to give them snacks, because apparently these donkeys have better dining options than some of us. The whole town leans into its Old West vibe. Wooden sidewalks, staged gunfights in the middle of the street, saloon-style shops. It feels like you accidentally walked onto a movie set. But nope. Real town, real residents, real donkeys. Population? Around 100 people. Burro count? Honestly, it might be close. Imagine explaining to your insurance company that your car got scratched by a donkey on Route 66. That's just a regular Tuesday in Oatman. Number 6, Cobra PD. Just kidding. Let's talk about Seattle's underground. I almost threw you to Australia. We're staying in the US. You won't believe this, but beneath the streets of Seattle, there's an entire underground city. Not a basement, not a tunnel, a whole buried neighborhood. Back in 1889, the Great Seattle Fire burned down 25 city blocks. Instead of rebuilding on the same level, city leaders decided to raise the streets 1 to 2 stories higher to prevent future flooding problems. Smart move, but here's the crazy part. The original ground floors didn't disappear. They just got buried. So today, under Pioneer Square, there are old sidewalks, storefronts, and doorways sitting in the dark like a time capsule from the 1800s. People literally walk above what used to be the first floor of the city. You can even take guided tours through the Seattle Underground. And yes, it's kind of creepy. Old brick walls, faded signs, stories about bootleggers and shady characters hanging out down there during Prohibition. Some say it's haunted. Of course they do. At one point, the underground became a hotspot for illegal gambling and less than legal activities. Basically, if you wanted to be sneaky in early Seattle, that's where you went. Imagine going to work and knowing there's an entire forgotten city just chilling beneath your feet. That's like living on top of history's attic. Number 5, Sedona, Arizona. You won't believe this, but some people think this city can literally recharge your soul like it's an iPhone. Welcome to Sedona, the red rock paradise that's either one of the most beautiful places in America or a giant cosmic battery. Depending on who you ask, Sedona is famous for its insane red rock formations. We're talking postcard-level views. Millions of tourists roll through every year just to hike, take photos, and soak in those desert vibes. Totally normal so far. But here's where it gets weird. Sedona is known for energy vortexes. And no, that's not a Marvel thing. People genuinely believe certain spots around the city emit spiritual energy that can heal you, inspire you, or align your chakras. There are 4 main vortex sites: Airport Mesa, Bell Rock, Cathedral Rock, and Boynton Canyon. Visitors meditate there. Some claim they feel tingling sensations. Others say they experience emotional breakthroughs. Skeptics? They say it's just really pretty rocks and strong sunshine. But the belief runs deep. There are psychic shops, crystal stores, aura readings. The whole vibe is very desert meets spiritual awakening. You can literally get your energy balanced and grab a smoothie 5 minutes later. And hey, even if you don't buy the vortex idea, you can't deny the place feels different. The landscape is dramatic. The silence hits different. It's almost otherworldly. Is it mystical energy? Is it the power of suggestion? Or is it just Arizona heat messing with people? Either way, Sedona proves weird doesn't always mean creepy. Sometimes it's just cosmic. Number 4, Salem, Massachusetts. This one will blow your mind because this entire city is famous for something that happened over 300 years ago, and it still hasn't shaken the vibe. Welcome to Salem, the witch capital of America. Back in 1692, Salem became the center of one of the darkest chapters in U.S. history, the Salem witch trials. Over 200 people were accused of witchcraft. 19 were executed, and it all started with fear, rumors, and a whole lot of paranoia. Imagine living in a town where your neighbor could point at you and say, "Yep, she's a witch," and suddenly you're in serious trouble. That's how intense it got. Fast forward to today, and Salem has completely embraced its spooky reputation. Every October, the population basically explodes. Over 500,000 visitors show up for haunted happenings, costume parades, ghost tours, you name it. It's like Halloween headquarters. You'll find witch museums, psychic readings, historic cemeteries, and shops selling everything from spell books to broomsticks. It's festive, it's eerie, and yeah, it's kind of fun. But here's the thing, beneath the costumes and Instagram selfies, the history is very real. Real people lost their lives during a mass hysteria event that's now studied in schools across the country. That contrast, that's what makes Salem truly weird. It's a town where tragedy turned into tourism. Number 3, Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Wait till you see this one, because this town looks like it was built by someone who absolutely refused to use a ruler. Welcome to Eureka Springs, a place where streets twist like spaghetti, houses stack on hills at weird angles, and nothing feels quite straight. First off, there are no traffic lights in the entire downtown area. 0. Not one. The streets wind around the Ozark Mountains in ways that make your GPS sound confused. You'll turn a corner and suddenly be above the building you were just looking at. It's like the town was designed during a caffeine rush. But here's where it gets even stranger. Eureka Springs was originally famous for its healing springs. In the late 1800s, thousands of people showed up believing the water had magical powers. Hotels popped up everywhere. It became a Victorian resort town almost overnight. And the architecture? Wild. The entire downtown is on the National Register of Historic Places. No two buildings look the same. Some staircases lead to random side doors. Some front doors open onto bridges instead of sidewalks. It feels like a fantasy village hiding in Arkansas. Oh, and it's also considered one of the most haunted towns in America. The Crescent Hotel, for example, is often called America's most haunted hotel. Guests report footsteps, shadows, doors slamming on their own. Skeptical? Maybe. Creepy? Definitely. Eureka Springs doesn't feel like a typical southern town. It feels like a mashup of art colony, ghost story, and mountain maze. Number 2, Hell, Michigan. You won't believe this one, because yes, there's a real town literally called Hell. And the best part? People actually live there. Welcome to Hell, a tiny village in Michigan that leans hard into its fiery name. Population? Around 70. But the weirdness factor? Off the charts. Legend says the name came from early German settlers who, when asked what the town should be called, shrugged and said, Hell. Others claim it was just the weather, hot, miserable summers. Either way, the name stuck. And the residents? They fully embrace it. Every Halloween, the town goes all out. Streets are decorated like a spooky horror set. You can get a marriage certificate that says you were married in Hell. People buy souvenirs saying, Welcome to Hell. Even a local tavern? Yep, it's called Hellhole Bar. But here's the kicker. The town has no formal government structure, but it's famous for setting up quirky events, hash bash, chili cook-offs, and yes, even occasional ice cream from Hell contests. The whole place is a tongue-in-cheek vibe, spooky, funny, and kind of absurd. Tourists drive hours just to snap a selfie by the Welcome to Hell sign. And the town knows it. Merch, bumper stickers, postcards. Hell has turned its name into a full-blown brand. Number 1, Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Okay, brace yourself. This one might actually blow your mind. You won't find anything weirder than this in the entire USA. Welcome to Truth or Consequences, a town named after a game show. Yes, a game show. Back in 1950, a popular radio show called Truth or Consequences promised to air from any town that would rename itself after the show's title. One brave or crazy New Mexico town said, "Heck yes." And just like that, Hot Springs, New Mexico became Truth or Consequences. People actually live there, and the name has stuck for over 70 years. But the weirdness doesn't stop at the name. The town is famous for its hot springs. Locals and tourists alike soak in tubs and pools believed to have healing powers. The spa culture is strong, the sunsets are unreal, and the desert vibe hits different. And here's the kicker. Every year, the town hosts a huge festival called Fiesta, where residents throw parades, pageants, and wild contests. Think beauty queens, floats, and people celebrating the fact that your town was basically branded by a radio host. Imagine your town marketing meeting going, "Let's rename everything after a game show." Sounds good. Truth or Consequences perfectly captures the essence of Weird America. Strange history, quirky traditions, and a whole lot of charm mixed with absurdity. So there you have it, the top 10 weirdest cities in the USA. From alien conspiracies in Roswell to a literal underground city in Seattle, the USA is packed with towns that make you scratch your head and say, "Wait, that's real." If you enjoyed this trip through the weirdest corners of America, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss our next insane countdown. Because trust me, there's always a stranger city, town, or mystery waiting just around the corner.